4. I went and visited her grave for the first time since her funeral. The cemetery was empty, and the air was warm. As I approached her grave, I could feel my heart pounding louder and louder with each step. I didn't want to face reality, to accept that she was gone. But if she was here, there would have been no reason for me to start the steps to begin with. Her grave was small. That's all that I could afford, and dead leaves covered her engraving. I knelt down on the damp grass and brushed it away. My fingers slowly ran over the letters, tracing each symbol delicately. We were all the other had, and without her, I was alone. I had no one, nothing, and my world was devoid of light without her presence. I left her grave quickly, not being able to bear the thought of her rotting below my very feet. Getting back in my car, I closed my eye and breathed deeply. Glancing at the keys sitting on the passenger seat beside me, I started the engine and began my journey to Step 4. There was a building where Step 4 would be held, nestled between two taller buildings. It was old and ancient looking, against the modern scenery. A flickering light bulb hung above the door, and all the windows were boarded up. As I stood before it, people walking past, I knew that no matter what, I wouldn't leave without the Step 4 key. I would be the last one standing, no matter what. The door opened with a loud creak, and cold air blew past me. The interior was small and lit by one dangling light bulb in the center of the room. Below it was a round poker table. Its green velvet was stained with dark spots, and I knew it had been very long since it was last used. There were already 3 people sitting around the table, 2 men and a young woman who I had seen leave Step 5. She didn't look up when I entered, and the black bags under her eyes were enhanced in the dim light. The other 2 men gave me a quick glance before looking back down. One was missing both of his ears, and the other was missing an eye like myself. And his nose? Instead, there was just a hollow hole. I went and took the last seat, sitting between the young woman and the man missing his nose. Once I sat, the light above us flickered and a figure appeared where the door had been. It resembled that one figure in Step 6, but with a body. It was lanky and wearing a black tailcoat that curled at the bottom. Its large toothy grin mocked us as the thing approached the table. It bowed dramatically, then reached into its coat. I jumped as something large and metallic landed on the table with a heavy thud. I looked down and inspected the object presented to us. A large revolver sat glistening in the low light, and I swallowed the lump in my throat. Step 4, Russian roulette.